Hey everybody, welcome back to our Wellbeing Wednesday. It's freezing cold outside, so I've made a fire, I've been for a walk, I'm going to spend a few minutes with yourselves. I want to talk to you today about positivity and confidence and how I got to become as confident as I am right now. It wasn't always like that. Basically, years and years and years ago, I had no confidence at all, especially as a little boy. I was very shy, and I realised that I needed to help myself by altering the way I was. Well, where does confidence come from? Well, actually, it comes initially from our environments. So, if we decide to be in negative environments, i.e., let's say our circle of family or friends or careers or school or so on, is of a negative nature, you can bet your bottom dollar that we will end up being a product of that environment. We are the sum total of everything that you put into your minds. So, you are how old? This is you, and you are the sum total of all your experiences. And your experiences aren't hopefully going to stop there. You will experience more and more and more. And the more things you do, the more confident you become. If you decide not to do anything when you're afraid of everything, you'll pretty much stay standing still. It's called neuroplasticity diversity. Big word, I'm not expecting you to remember it, but basically, everything that goes into our brains remember, and they build our confidence that way. This is the frightening thing though. It can also be affected by the dynamic environment that we are in as a country or as a group of people. Which means, let me give you an example. If I was stuck in the mud right now and I couldn't get out of this mud, I could either try and work my way out of the mud calmly and collectively, or I could shout, get angry, get mad and cry and complain about that I'm in the mud and I can't get out. Well, getting angry and crying and shouting isn't going to get me out of the mud, and it never does. Yeah, a lot of people do a lot of making angries and crying and goodness knows what else, and it never does them any good either. So the best thing to do is positively affect everything that you do. And what I do, and this is what I'd like you to do, every single night I go to bed, I'm grateful for the things that I've got, rather than worry about the things that I've not got. I love life. Here we are, by my fire. I wish you were all with me. And I'm alive. It's great. The world's still turning, the birds are still singing, and it'll soon be spring. I want you to go away and write a story about the last time you were the happiest you ever were in your life. I want you to write the story, and I want you to draw a picture of happiness. And this is why I want you to do it. I think if we were all happy, that happiness can be affected by others. So we can affect your friends, we can affect everything by being happy. So let's say we write a story about happiness and we decide to spend a full day of never complaining and just being happy. Let's see, and this is a secret, let's see if we can positively affect everybody in our house by being happy. So that's what we're going to do. Every single story, I want you to hand in to your teacher, one story per pupil, hand it in to your teacher, and we're going to call it the story of happiness. Teacher, if you could get me this story, get it to us guys at Progressive. We will share the best happiness stories on our website. This is a wonderful world, and I think it's going to get a lot better pretty quickly. I woke up this morning, I was still here. My confidence and self-belief has come by pushing the boundaries, which means the more times I do things out of my comfort zone, the more used to my brain gets. I remember once speaking on a microphone as a DJ about 10 years ago, and everyone was looking at me. 100 people started looking at me the moment I started speaking. I was so scared, my mouth dried up, I wanted to just immediately put the microphone down, but I didn't. And because of that day, I'm doing what I'm doing now. If I'd have put that microphone down and never went back to it, my life would have been completely different. That one single event changed my life, the house I live in, the career, the people who hang around with me, and here I am trying to spread positivity and kindness to all of you. Positivity and confidence is huge. So try and be the best version of yourself. Be grateful for the things that you've got, and don't complain about the things that we haven't got. I love my life and I don't want to be anybody else. I quite like being me. Everybody else has already taken, I used to think. The self-belief and the confidence that I have has come from experiences. The more experiences that I have, the more confident that I become. Let's say my next adventure would be I want to run 100 miles across, I don't know, a salt lake or run across Antarctica. I can't do that. I can tell my brain I can't do that. But with the right training and the right experience and help from others, I could do that. And I could be fit enough to do that. I've got to have the confidence and the self-belief to do the things that I want to do. Because if I don't do it, no one else is going to do it for me. A lot of people rely on others to make them happy. It's not the way. If you're not happy within, you're never going to make anybody else happy. Find your happy place, be positive and be confident. This world is a much better place with you guys in it. So write this story of happiness and let's see if we can change the dynamic and the frequency of the entire globe by all being happy in a pretty solemn time. So, I'm going to get some of my happiness. I'm going to push it to you. Let's alter my fire. There we go. And I'll pretend that you're here. Let's stoke the fire. Let's stoke up the happiness. There we go. I've stoked up the fire. I've stoked up the happiness. Write that story. The story of happiness. Paint pictures of you being happy. And change the dynamic of everything around you. And let's see if 20 people did it and affected 20 more people, and those 20 people went out and those affected 20 more people, we can change things for the better. Until next week, stay happy, stay positive, stay confident. This is a wonderful world, it's a wonderful life, and we're all still here. Love people more, be kind, and affect this world that you're in by being the best version of yourself, smiling more, and being more loving to anybody in your immediate surroundings. Love you guys. I'll see you next week when we're going to be talking about mindfulness and meditation. Until then, see you soon.